everything at the moment because I primarily jam ref at my league, and so I'm just looking at the jammer. Next lineup, we've got Corky jamming for South Sea versus Turbo Spicy for VRDL.
Thank you. You are good with the names. Goodness me. It's quite a tight pack at the moment. I've noticed that seems to be a common theme. We're really, really locked up early and making it really difficult for both jammers to get through. However,
Yes.
Turbo Spicy is straight through with lead on that first turn. Corky not too far behind now. Nice butt chase by Killer Curls there.
Yes, very strong rolls, holding the jammer very well.
And a call off by Turbo Spicy there, popping 2 more points on the board. The penalties are looking very low at the moment, where I'm very happy with how everything looks currently. 1 or 2 here and there. Sometimes there's not a lot you can do, sometimes there is. For our next lineup, we have Pulp Friction versus Bruiser. Bruiser for South Sea, Pulp Friction for VRDL. Bruiser is currently pushing the way up front.
It is now Power Jam for South Sea.
Ooh. Jigglytuff making it a very difficult pass, running Bruiser all the way back, knocking them out on that outside line. And now reforming at the back. South Sea are providing as much O as they possibly can to just try and get Bruiser out. No one is making this easy for anyone.
Very strong defense from Jigs there, VRDL running
Very
back
strong.
the jammer.
And that was an excellent penalty kill by
Yes,
VRDL.
the VRDL jammer is now back on track before South Sea jammer was able to complete their first scoring round.
Some great last defense by Rogue at the front there, and Maple Slam. And lovely feat by Pulp Friction, making that look way too easy. Little hop, skip and a jump to get those 4 points up in the air, and we're already back around for our next pass. Bruiser is up against such a strong defense, making their way through, slowly making their way forward. Bruiser is up against the 3, which is Hells Yeah, Jigs and Shreds. We've got Quinby providing a bit of O to Pulp Friction at the back here, and some really good communication from Pulp Friction, basically telling Quinby what the best position would be to help them get through. In the meantime, we've had Bruiser get through. We are on our way to making a scoring pass, but not quite getting there. We have added 7 points to VRDL's score in that jam. Still very much anyone's game. It's an early one. We are looking at 27 to VRDL and 16 to South Sea. Okie dokie. Looks like we have an official timeout. We've got our lovely official on the pivot line doing our official moves. Do we want to introduce people? Maybe? I reckon.
Do you want me to read the roster?
I reckon, yeah. What would you like to read?
The VRDL one.
VRDL? All
Okay,
yours.
so today for VRDL we've got number 00, Queen Bee, number 039, Jingly, though. Number 05, Possum Riot. Number 08, Pop Friction. Number 106, Katie Chaos. Number 161, Killer Curls. Number 222, Vanessa Shredgrave. Number 2627, Hells Yeah. Number 273, May Fane. Number 29, Booga. Number 64, Free Toby. Number 775, Great Dane. Number 78, Keiju. Number 88, Raf. And number 89, Turbo Spicy.
Thank you so much, Smack. 4. Yeah. All the cheers happening. I will quickly read through South Sea Sirens. We've got 0130 Bruiser, 06 Bambi, 1054 Spendy, 13 Grim Reaper, 175 Rogue, number 2 Harmon Miranda, number 24 Chaos, number 313 Princess Leia Apocalypse, number 33 Titosaurus, number 357 Magnum, number 46 Steel Thunder, number 515 Lemon Squeezy, number 53 Luna Shovegood, number 69 Corky, number 82 Maple Slam, number 86 Bonnie Jovi, 888 Go Anna, 89 Crazy Jackal, number 9 Miss Mutineer, and 999 M-Dog. Back to the action. While I was waffling on over here, we've got Jackal, Crazy Jackal up front with a very strong defense tripod against VRDL. And we've got Kaiju at the back being held by very strong defense from South Sea. It's fully locked up at the moment. We've got 4 points going up to Crazy Jackal and a quick call-off. And we have what looks like a 4-4 jam on that one. I was busy reading. Very happy to introduce our teams. Thank you, Smack, for joining me up here. And we have another timeout by the looks of it. Another official timeout, I believe. Looks like some track maintenance. Thank you, officials.
I need to go warm up.
No worries. Thank you for joining me, Smack.
No worries. And I'll see you later.
Have a wonderful game.
You too.
It totally is. Alrighty. You're just with little old me now, little Revy Townsend. We have got our rolling whistle. We are back to it. And silence. Oh, no. I stand corrected. We have on the line Magnum from South Sea Roller Derby Sirens and Free Toby from VRDL Thunderbees. Magnum is up front making quick work of lead. We are looking at 15 seconds straight lead. We have a cap being taken off and it looks like it's been passed to the pivot shreds. Both jammers are out and are within a few feet of each other, making a little foot race and forced a bit of a call off there, but not before getting 4 points. Bit of a low 5 there from jammers. Love seeing the camaraderie in roller derby. Friends, friends, friends. We have current scores are 31 VRDL and South Sea Roller Derby 24. We've got VRDL resetting to the front at about 2 seconds, and that gets them through. It gets their jammer through, but unfortunately heading to the box for a penalty is Turbo Spicy. We've got Corky in a power jam now, making their way up front, getting held back by Killer Curl's Booger. And now quite a strong tripod, including... Oh, goodness. My notes, my eyes. Oh, it looks like Jig as well, Jigglytuff. Making it very, very difficult for Corky to get through, almost on turn 3 on the way through. Doing their best to try and break up that 2 wall, which also includes May Fane. That was the last blocker I was missing. Now I can see. There we go. Okie doke. So we did have Turbo Spicy pop back on for a moment, but is back in the box. So we've got a bit of a longer power jam for Corky at the moment. Getting some excellent O there and getting through on that inside turn on turn 4. Making a quick little hop there. And this pack is really locked up. We are repositioning and jostling. Killer Curls popping up front, being that last line of defense. And we've got to recycle all the way back to the back, being run back by Jigglytuff there. Turbo Spicy running up front, being a little bit locked up by the South Sea Sirens. Such strong skaters here today. And we are all done for that jam. That was a lovely, gentle hit out by Rogue there on that inside line by for Turbo Spicy. Still a close game. And we have another, what have we got? Another official timeout here. I see an official on the pivot line doing the official dance. Thumbs to shoulders. And we are back. Nice rolling whistle, making sure that we are back to it. Got some officials walking along, just ensuring that the track is all good, but we are 5 seconds ready to go. Looks like I see Crazy Jackal and Pulp Friction for our jammers at the moment. And Pulp Friction is out with lead. Such quick feet. All these jammers are making us want to be jammers. Quick work on that outside line. We are all locked up again. Right in front of me, I've got some excellent views. Jigglytuff was able to knock Jackal out on the outside and move them back a bit. Cap is off by the looks of it. And we are locked up. Pulp Friction is through and scoring. That was a very nice hit by Chaos. We've got a bit of a rotation of people in and out of the penalty box at the moment. Still quite a clean game considering it can. At this level, I think we are really playing with strategy and strength, and sometimes it can be quite a delicate balance between being clean and taking some risks that will be really beneficial to points or pack definition. We have Pulp Friction through for another 4 points there. We're up to a 15-point jam at this stage. Quite strong. Crazy Jackal, one more to go up front, making it to the first turn and getting knocked out by Jigglytuff there, the last line of defense, and being run back to turn 4. We've had a reset, we're back in, and everyone's back in the action. It looks like we have an empty penalty box. Last line of defense, Harmon, so close. I believe that was a two-minute jam. Very nice work there. We have a total 19 points put up by VRDL. And Southsea was scoreless, but clean, completely clean. No jammers in the box, and I think that's what you want. Even if you don't get the points, you still want to be able to not have your jammer in the box, and that is a success in itself. So we have a little bit more track maintenance. I would love to thank our official Beardcasts. Beardcast is streaming for us today. It is an incredible setup. We have in-house announcing, streaming announcing for both tracks. We've got scoreboards set up. We've got PAs set up. We've got 2 mics here. Even though it's lonesome me, you know what? I could double mic and be in stereo, and I know that's what the people want, but I think I just need to withhold a bit and ensure that I'm in control with one microphone, you know? If I give the people what they want, it might not work out. So we're still on a bit of a break at the moment. What I love to see is an empty penalty box. I don't know about you, but I love to see an empty penalty box. We have full lineups on the track at the moment. I can see from my vantage point, Magnum in a star. Very nice to see. Actually, I think possibly because Jen has been called to that area, maybe there is a scoreboard issue, hence why we are on a break. Just explaining to Totoro. So when the scoreboard doesn't work, gameplay stops. It looks like it's up and running, however, I'm not quite sure. Hello.
The internet's also not working at the moment, so it's going to be recorded and uploaded later.
Oh, thank you. No probs. We are experiencing mild issues, not quite spicy issues, just mild issues like mild salsa, like palatable issues. But we will get back to you with all the stuff and all the interest that's been happening in-house. And in the meantime, we are just having a nice break. What can we do? Can we do Derby ASMR? What would that be? Maybe some skate sounds? I can't make skate sounds with my mouth, and I left my skates in my car. Maybe I could just put on a soothing voice for you. Everyone is calm. We are waiting to get back to the action. Everyone is calm. Well, that was a big whistle. Maybe we are not calm. Maybe there is reason to panic. I'm sure someone will tell me if we need to panic. Oh, okay. We are at 5 seconds. Let's go. We have Magnum jamming for South Sea Sirens. Big hit by Hells Yeah there, making it a bit difficult for Magnum to get through. Magnum shrugs it off, as Magnum does. And not far behind Magnum is Shreds. We are doing a foot race. I think both teams love to have a bit of a foot race. We are getting some quick points. We are making it incredibly difficult for both jammers to get through. The defense of these teams is kind of incredible, really awe-inspiring. We have a call off there from Magnum. We have 4 points to VRDL and 2 points to South Sea from what I can see from the referees. Thank you so much for displaying that for me while we are getting the scoreboards back up and running. We are back at 5 seconds. We've only got one in the box for South Sea, which is not bad. Quite an empty penalty box. We have South Sea up front with a very strong tripod, making it really difficult for VRDL's jammer Turbo Spicy to get through. But Turbo Spicy makes very nice toe stop work on the outside line on turn 2 and just pops through, getting lead jammer. Coming up to their scoring points. Getting instructed to call it. And South Sea able to get 1 point out of that. Very nice work. Maybe our scoreboard is almost back up and running. That is A-OK. Fantastic work there. So I think that was a 3-1 jam, VRDL's way. It is still a very close game. I know I keep saying that, but sometimes there are large blowouts. This is not one of them. This is very much anyone's game, even this far into the first half. We have Bruiser up through the inside line, making it look extremely easy as always. Such strong strides. We are through for lead. We are on a scoring pass, and we were able to just, I say we, I mean Bruiser. Bruiser just making it look so easy, running up that inside line and grabbing 4 points very, very quickly. I think that's how all of us dream jamming should be. And calling it off. Very nice work there by South Sea Roller Derby, making it a 6-0 jam, making those points a little bit closer to VRDL's points. We have 9 minutes left in this half, in this first period. And we have an empty penalty box, full lineup on track. 5 seconds by Sister Violence. Thank you. We've got Magnum back on with Kaiju jamming. Magnum was able to get through for lead, and we did have a really nice run back there by, I will double check who that skater is. That skater was Steel Thunder. Steel Thunder has been doing some very lovely work, doing some run backs, some run forwards, and just making the jammers have to really work for those points and for lead. Magnum doing some toe-stop work on that third turn on that inside line, getting a four more points added to the board. We've had a star pass that has gone to Booger. It looks as though I did hear a countdown there. It looks like there was a countdown by South Sea to do the call-off. Jammers were quick on heels, very close behind. We are probably as close as ever at the moment. Score check for the stream. I don't like saying it in venue because it might distract other people. Score check on the stream, we've got South Sea Roller Derby 51. We have Victorian Roller Derby 57. So we are a 6-point difference between these two teams. Extremely evenly matched. We have lead jammer for Shreds 21. Shrugging off hits, making it look extremely easy, as always. This pack is so tight, it's like blue and red have mashed together to make purple. It is beautiful. It looks like we have a power jam to Corky. Corky toe-stopping on the inside, moving to the outside, going backwards a little bit, and toe-stopping through on the outside. Cap did come off but is being put back on. For people that are new to Derby, the jammer can take off their jammer helmet cover and they can pass it to the person called the pivot with the stripe helmet cover, and that means that when the person with the pivot cover puts the star on, they become the jammer and they can continue scoring points. In this case, the jammer put the helmet cover with the star back on their head and it did not get past, and now they have to continue being jammer. But in this case, this is good. We have a jammer being a jammer and doing their incredible work. So we have 4 points put up by Corky, which brings this game even closer. I know, I'm on the edge of my seat. I cannot continue talking even. Oh, goodness me. It shows how strong these jammers are when they can toe stop on the inside straight away and get points without being touched. I think a lot of people hope for those apexes so that they can jump corners and make their life a bit easier. Corky straight through on the outside straight, not even needing corners to jump over. Beautiful, beautiful skating work. We, my friends, have a lead change. So, here I am, trying to still get amongst your comments and streams. And we have another official timeout. We've got people flexing on the pivot line. Thumbs to shoulders. And some people directing where they might need some track maintenance. Thank you, people. We could not do this without volunteers. All these people that are here today are volunteers. Some of them are skating, some of them are not skating. We've got some incredible people doing photography, some incredible people doing first aid, some people that are running stalls. It's just an event. It's an event that you don't want to miss out on. This is just the beginning of the day, and we've already got a game that is a nail-biter. So, East Coast Clash. Track 2 is where we are at the moment. Do you have a stream link?
It's
on YouTube? Thank you.
The event page.
Thank you. Okie doke. So I've just had an update that we are streaming this on YouTube. The link to the YouTube stream is on the event page through Facebook. So if you go through the event page through Facebook, you are able to find the stream there. If you are wanting to leave some comments and have a general chit-chat with little old me. Oh, back to the action. I'm talking too much and missing all the excitement. Turbo Spicy through turn 3, lead jammer, very, very quickly on heels is Bruiser, making it extremely... Ooh, we've had a bit of a spill. And instructions to call off. And we had a 2-1 point differential there. So 2 points to Victorian Roller Derby, 1 point to South Sea Roller Derby. I cannot stress this enough. This is 1 point difference in this game so far. The strategy of these teams is fairly unmatched at the moment. And if this is how we're starting this tournament, I'm so intrigued to see the rest of the games that are going to happen. Okie doke. Looks like we have another official time out. I am seeing people pointing at the track, but I'm not seeing maintenance being done. There might just be some discussion. There we go. We've got a rolling whistle. Thank you, Sister Violence. We love you. On our jammer lines, we have Magnum and Pop Friction. Pop Friction for VRDL, Magnum for Southsea. Incredibly strong jammers, incredibly agile jammers. I know I'm talking a lot about jammer action, but I love me some blocker action. I enjoy watching the blocking strategies that are being demonstrated today, and although a lot of people seem to be employing a bit of a tripod and O strategy, that it still means that no two jams are the same. We've got completely different strategies happening at the same time. Turbo Spicy really locked up with Bambi, and I believe that's Harmon up front and Chaos. Yeah, yep, Titosaurus is keeping that bridge alive, ensuring that they can bridge out and continue blocking, but Pop Friction is able to do a bit of a spin around and avoid that. Magnum not far behind, about a half track lap. Pop Friction coming up, collecting a couple of points on the way through, doing a bit of a spin and collecting that 4th point, basically being untouched. Very impressive skating work there. It's jam for jam at this point. Hello. No, you're fine. We're back to the track. We have 2 minutes left in this half, just over 2 minutes left in this period. Corky and Turbo Spicy? No, excuse me, that's Shreds. Shreds making it look extremely easy, running out front, getting lead. We have Corky through as well, getting through on their initial pass, getting signals to call it, and VRDL are able to pop up 3 points, extending that lead a little bit. Yes, there we go. I was just checking the scoreboard and it looks like that has been corrected. Very good. So we have VRDL for 70. We have VRDL 70 points. We have South Sea Roller Derby 64 points. We are 6 points difference in this period. So for people that are not very sure about roller derby timeframes, we have 2 30-minute periods. Ooh, running up the inside line was Bruiser, running on toe stops. That is quite difficult to do, and Bruiser was just having a casual run. Meanwhile, up front, the action, Turbo Spicy getting out for lead, being touched up. quite severely, getting bashed around by Leopocalypse, Princess Leopocalypse. Bruiser out, have taken the star off just to get through that initial pass. They are not lead, that is A-OK, and they are able to try and get through and try and get some points. We see some smiles and some waves. Mates, bloody mates on the track. I love it. I love to see it. New lineups out on the track. Again, it looks like an empty penalty box. I love to see a clean game. It makes the action on track so much more interesting when it's 4 against 4 and jammer against jammer. We're able to see all the strategies that these teams are employing. For our jammers today, for this jam, we have Corky and Pop Friction. Pop Friction is caught up in the back against that strong tripod of South Sea. There is a bit of O happening at the back. I cannot see the number of the O. Let me double check that for you a bit later. We out front, that was for Quinby. Thank you, Quinby, for all that O. Meanwhile, we have Corky out, lead jammer, quickly getting knocked out and quickly re-entering legally and getting their 4 points on this Apex. Outside line Apex is very, very tasty for some jammers, and some jammers make it work just like Corky does. Such strong skating by Corky. Lovely, lovely feat. We love to see it. We're kind of locked up in turn 3. We've got some few shoves happening. Bit of contact. We've had Quinby leave the penalty box, so we are empty. And we also had a star pass. I missed that. Hells yeah, having a big smile. Love your work. And a lovely pass. I have found the links. Get ready. I'm going to watch us live. Fabulous. I have no idea if comments are on. We have 12 people watching. Hello, people watching virtually. I am your host. I am Revan Townsend. We have... it is halftime. It is intermission. People... we're getting some signalling for refs to come back. I think we are in an official... Oh, yes, I can see. Sister Violence is signalling an official review from South Sea. So you can see that Sister Violence on the pivot line is signalling an O symbol in the air and then signalling towards South Sea. This suggests that South Sea have asked the ref crew for an official review for something that happened in that previous jam. So you'll see a bit of a deliberation in the centre. We've got our captains having a chat to the refs and basically explaining what they would like to review. So for people that are fairly new to Derby, teams generally get an official review per period. So that's generally 2 per game. However, if they win the official review in each period, they get that back. So there's an opportunity for 4 official reviews per team, if successful. If unsuccessful, you get 2 per game. I wish I could tell you what the official review is about. Normally I would hop, skip and jump down there and get amongst the action. However, I'm on such a cool balcony and I don't want to leave this spot and the lead is not long enough for this microphone. So I'll just hang out here and maybe we can just make up what the official review is about. Possibly. No, I can't even think of anything. No, let's leave it. We had a rolling whistle there. We can see the refs still having a bit of a deliberation. So in this instance, it'll be refs essentially confirming if they saw what the teams were asking for. So an example of one, this is not in this instance, but an example of one might be Team A would be questioning whether a cut penalty should have been issued to someone when it wasn't. The teams go in the middle and ask the refs and see if any of the refs saw it, and the refs can essentially say, yes, I had eyes on it, no, I did not have eyes on it, and they basically confirm or deny that review. So they can say, oh yeah, actually you were successful in that review, we should have issued a cut penalty when we... Hello. We should have issued a cut penalty when we didn't. That's an example of an official review that might happen. It looks like the teams are still on the benches. They're still having a chat. I think we are waiting for a bit more information. I'm not hearing any team chants. But that is A-okay. To all my virtual people, hello. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having really nice coffee or tea or water. I am live with you online as well. Feel free, if you know me personally, feel free to even just shoot me a message, you know? It's very nice. I like hearing from you. I'm not sure if we can leave comments on this YouTube video. Just an update for people that weren't here earlier. The stream is on YouTube, so you can find the YouTube link in the event on the Facebook page. And, okay, it looks like some teams are moving away from the bench. I believe the official review has been sorted. It was probably sorted with that rolling whistle. We have got VRDL still in a little tight huddle having a chat, which is very nice. And we have South Sea have probably going to fill up water bottles, etc. Now's a good time to come and say hi, my friends. I can see people waving. I can see people smiling. We've got a few spectators on track 2 today, and track 2 is where some action is happening. I can confirm. So for anyone that's interested in coming down, now is the time. You've got 10 minutes of intermission left on track 2, and you can make your way down to McLeod, Nat Stadium in McLeod, and come and see the action. In the meantime, I'm going to turn off the mic and have a break and fill up a water bottle, and I'll be back. Thanks for joining. Welcome back, people. We are back to the action. We have Booger with the star on, making quick work and lead jammer in the first jam of period 2. Corky is also our jammer for South Sea Roller Derby. We are here on track 2. It is South Sea Sirens versus VRDL Thunderbees. We've had a bit of a star pass on South Sea Roller Derby, and we've passed it to Maple Slam. Now, I believe Maple, from my brain knowledge, I believe Maple used to be a jammer, so this is a wonderful, wonderful pivot to have on track. Someone that can jam and block and be all the things that roller derby can be. So that was a bit of a 7-pointer. Welcome. If you've just joined us, my name is Revan Townsend. I usually skate with Westside Roller Derby, but today I am comfortably commentating in the in track 2 of Net Stadium in, where are we? McLeod. We're in McLeod. Back to the action now. We have both jammers out. We have lead jammer, Pulp Friction, Magnum, very close behind, making quick work. It's a foot race. It is a foot race. We are also speeding up the pack. I don't know if you can see this on stream, but this is very impressive. Quick jams. Well, we have a 1-0 jam after all of that running. Goodness me. Let me jump back on the stream and see if there are comments, etc. You know what? I love me some comments. I don't think comments are on here. Also, maybe I'm missing them. I did say this earlier. If you'd like, if you have my deets, feel free to message me. I just saw a super fast run up the outside by Kaiju and a quick lead. VRDL lead at this stage. We have Corky caught up the back, but probably not for long. Corky, announcer curse. Here we go. Corky, 69, running around the outside, skating. Oh, and Kaiju has called this off. Nice. We've got a few more people trickling into the venue, a few more spectators, some people sitting down. If you're going to come, some people have brought chairs. Fantastic idea. There is a little bit of seating here if you do end up making it and you didn't bring a chair with you, but do bring a chair. It gives you a better opportunity to sit wherever you want to sit. Meanwhile, back to the action. Turbo Spicy jamming for VRDL and Bruiser jamming for South Sea Roller Derby. As I speak, Booger gets through, lead jammer, making it look extremely easy. As always, Bruiser has taken the jammer star off. The helmet cover is in hand. Was still able to make their way around the outside line, and they're popping the star back on, having a bit of a lay down for a sec. Big smile, no injuries, very happy. That's what I like to see. I like to see it. Not the falling, just the smiling. I like to see the smiling. I think I probably didn't need to clarify that, but here we are, you know? We have 5 seconds. There we go. I wasn't sure if there was a review happening. Thank you, Sister Violence. Love your work. Jackal has got the star on for South Sea Roller Derby. Getting some fantastic O there from Steel Thunder. I've been keeping my eye on Steel Thunder this weekend so far, and some very impressive blocking going on, just kind of everywhere. It's very, very cool to see. Meanwhile, up front, Pulp Friction gets through for lead jammer. Fastly making their way around the outside line and coming back to the pack. Quick work of that jammer lap. Bonnie Jovi is making that making it incredibly difficult up front for Pulp to get through untouched. Some fantastic derby. I just can't even keep up with my words. As I speak, stuff happens and it's very difficult to keep track of, if I'm honest.
Are we coming over your mic at all? No? Okay.
I mean, I don't think so. Oh, no, it's all right. I'm too loud for everyone anyway. So here we are, back on track. We have Magnum, a skip and jump on the outside line, making it look extremely easy, untouched, coming up very, very quickly and running through 3 blockers, running through them. The strength, the stamina, the call-off. That is Magnum. It's wonderful to see all these familiar faces on track. It's been a very neat game. I haven't seen any full-on tumbles. I haven't seen any big falls. There's been some really intense blocking, and each team is making the other team work. Points are still being put up in each jam, and it's still very almost point for point. Some are going to South Seas, some are going to VRDL. It's still quite evenly matched, even after our little break. So we've got another 24 minutes in this period so far. We've got a little bit of track maintenance going on. Thank you to Rick Mortis. We love you and your work. We've got a couple of people on track having a quick chat. VRDL team. It looks like Barry's coming in and having a hi to the team, and just ensuring, checking in, probably talking some stats and strats. Who else have we got? We've got 2 little cute huddles. I'm sure they're talking about all the food that's going to be eaten later, because I don't know, I really love a carb load after a game, especially potato based. I think potato based carb loading is the way to go. Anyway, back to the action. Back to the action on track. Our jammers are Corky for South Sea Sirens and Shreds for, oh, have I got that wrong again? I've got it wrong again. Booger. Not even Shreds, Booger. Yes, I do have access to the scoreboard. You're right, Jen. I don't know. I keep thinking my confidence is far better than my reading skills. Booger, untouched, inside line, 4 points. We've got multiples of 11 on the scoreboard, 99, 77, but not for long. We're adding more points. VRDL, Booger, making another 4 points to their score happen. Corky is not quite caught up front, getting out on their initial pass, able to make some score this pass if they make it through. If it gets called off before that, they will not get any points. They are not getting any instruction at the moment to call it off, the jammers. So I believe this will continue. Yeah, no call off. Very cool. I love to see the action happen. Oh, Corky getting almost moved out by Jigglytuff on the outside line on that straightaway, but Corky was able to move feet around, move hips around, and get through pretty untouched. It's jammer against jammer at the moment. All the action is happening, and Booger straight through on that inside line untouched. Some really good strategy happening here between teams. It looks like O, as in offense, seems to be working quite well for both teams. Both teams seem to be employing it, and strategy to be employing O seems to be effective. Both teams are putting up points each time, and I think that says a lot about the O that's being implemented here today. We have a call off. I see some hands in the air. And that jam there was a cheeky 28-point jam by Booger. Goodness me. That's not something you see very often in roller derby, more than 20-point jams. And if I'm honest, South Sea Roller Derby popping up 11 points in a jam like that as well. Very impressive teams here. The skating stamina that you need to be able to push through and get points, as many points as you can in 2 minutes. It's very impressive, and you need to do so much work outside of roller derby to do that. back to the action on the track. We have pulp friction through for lead jammer for VRDL Thunder. They are making their way around. This is their scoring pass, and it looks like they're in a power jam scenario at this moment. A power jam scenario, for anyone that's new to roller derby, means that one jammer is on the track at that moment, the other jammer is in the penalty box. But as you can see now that I've spoken, both jammers are on the track. So Corky is the jammer for South Sea Roller Derby at this stage. They do have the star in their hand. Sometimes it's a bit of a strategy to take off the star to pass it, as mentioned earlier on in this game. And sometimes it's a good distraction if you're coming out of the penalty box. People are not sure if you're the jammer or not. Just an FYI. So got a little bit of track maintenance I can see on the outside. Thank you so much, Knickerbocker. Love your work. And we have a timeout being taken by South Sea Roller Derby. Thank you, Sister Violence. We're going to take a moment. Usually timeouts are about a minute. Well, they're timed for a minute. Usually when it's taken by one team, the other team will also take the opportunity to check in. For timeouts, we have 3 timeouts per team per game, and that's separate to the official reviews for anyone new to roller derby. I believe this is the first team timeout for the entire game by either team. A good time to take one, really good time to take one. We've spent the entire first period not having a timeout, so if you've got them, use them. That rolling whistle by Sister Violence indicates that we are going back to gameplay. We should have 30 seconds before the next jam starts. We can see VRDL lined up on the track, ready to go. And there was a bit of a jostle there for position. There was 5 seconds called by Sister Violence, and South Sea ran onto the track. They had one extra, but they were able to get off in time. That's why one of the jammers jumped off track. They had one person in the penalty box. Some very impressive blocking by Hells Yeah there, moving Magnum to the outside line. Quite strong players, both of them. Magnum was able to do some defensive positioning on the jammer Turbo Spicy, knock them inbounds, and then get through. Some very impressive derby there. Very nice work. So the jammers are able to block each other, basically at any point along the track, but the pack is only allowed to block each other when they're inside the pack. We've got, just doing a little bit of track maintenance again. I gotta say, I do love the bright pink. The bright pink tape is making it very easy to see where the track is and what's going on, and if it needs to be touched up at any point. Very good for our eyesight, particularly for me up here on this little balcony. I'm able to see what is actually being done. So this is a lovely vantage point. I hope you've made your way down to this venue. It's very nice here. It's also very sunny outside, so I hope in the meantime, in between jams, you're outside getting some sunshine. But if I'm honest, all the action is happening inside, and you don't want to miss it. We are track 2 right here, South Sea versus VRDL. Current score check, we've got 135 VRDL, 88 South Sea Roller Derby. Still, incredibly, anyone's game. I cannot stress that enough. We've got 20 minutes left, well, 19 minutes left in this period. Jam has started. We have got Bruiser jamming for South Sea Roller Derby up front, running side to side, pushing out play, pushing out. We're down to 2 blockers up front, and 2 blockers against 1 jammer is usually a pretty good position for a jammer to be in. Usually it can be 4 against 1. We've had a star, stash, and pass now to, it was Kaiju. We've passed it to Shreds, I believe. Shreds has made their way all the way around, getting through pretty quickly through the pack altogether. We are through for 4 points, and Bruiser is currently stuck up front between 3 defensive VRDL players from what I can see. It's a pretty locked up pack. It's all the blue and red is looking purple at the moment. It's quite locked up. We've got a bit of juking there from Shreds at the back, and a bit of a run back from Killer Curls. Very nice work there by Curls, running all the way back, making sure that Bruiser has to run all the way back to the end of the back of the pack before re-entering. Shreds is through for another 4 points though. In the meantime, Bruiser is out and calling. So for people that are not super familiar with Derby, the run back is a great strategy of essentially, if you knock someone out of bounds, you are able to, and you stay in bounds legally, you are able to run back and they need to legally re-enter behind you. If they do not legally re-enter behind you, they get a penalty. A run back is a great way to try and instigate a penalty on someone and to also just make their life a little bit more difficult. They've got to cover more track, and it can be frustrating because it feels like you're not really going anywhere sometimes if someone is continuously run back. I haven't seen a lot of it in this game because they're quite matched. There's been a couple of run backs where possible, but I think at this level of Derby, this extremely high level Derby in this division, we've got teams that probably wouldn't necessarily risk running back and having a jammer or a blocker that's faster than the person running back and able to legally re-enter faster than the person running back, because that can definitely happen. We've got a 5-second call there. We've only got one in the penalty box for VRDL at the moment, so there is a pack advantage to South Sea Roller Derby. Pack advantage means that one team has more blockers on the track than the other. Even though there was a pack advantage, Booger was able to get through on that inside line for lead jammer. However, Corky not far behind. We're looking at maybe 30 feet behind. Because this is a bit of an American sport, we do measure things in feet, so just keep that in mind. We have a knock to the outside and a knock to the inside. Both jammers knocked either side of the track. It looked like Booger was on the ground, but we're back up, we're smiling, and they were able to call it off successfully. So that's a good sign. Sometimes there have been instances where you get knocked out and you try and call it as a lead, and sometimes you get a penalty, and that means you can't call it anymore. So it's good to see that there was a successful call-off, no penalties issued to the jammers. Very good. Okay, I'm seeing some hand signals suggesting that the team timeout is being given to... VRDL are taking a team timeout, so I believe this is their first of 3 that they are using. As I said them before, if you got them, use them. So we've got 16 minutes left in this period. A team timeout will usually last 1 minute per timeout. And sometimes it's good to just have a check-in, have a bit of a breathe. It can be good strategy to use a timeout if there's a bit of a point differential. Many reasons you would use a timeout. But ultimately, timeouts are great for having a bit of a break and refilling energy, having a chat with your pods. Many reasons you would take a timeout. We have Magnum lining up on the track. Some incredible skating being done by Magnum and also Pulp Friction today. The energy these people have in the morning is overwhelming. I'm sitting up here on a chair wondering how I will have the energy to put on skates later, and I'm not sure I will. We will see. I'm sure a coffee will kick in and I'll feel better. back to the action. We've had a magic jump on that outside line straight away. And some jammer action, some jammer on jammer action. Magnum was able to knock Turbo down and force a call off from Turbo. So Turbo got out first and was able to get lead jammer. But because they were knocked down, it was going to be easier to call off the jam rather than try and chase Magnum. Magnum is fast. I don't know if you know that. There's a bit of chat. It looks like there's going to be a bit of a change up in the lineup. Thank you. Oh, you're all over it. I keep not looking at it. Jen has updated me. Thank you, Jen. We have had a penalty be issued, which was a forearms. I should open up this information I've got in front of me that Jen has kindly given me, so that I can give the information to you instead of being distracted by the fast, shiny things. Back to the action. Pulp Friction, out, lead. We were able to get lead because Turbo. Pulp Friction is the only jammer on the track currently. What happened in the last jam means that Magnum got a penalty and was sent to the penalty box, and VRDL started in a power jam scenario, and it might happen again. By the looks of it, we have, I believe that's Booger lined up on the line. We've got another official time out. You know, I have done some commentating in my time. I have, thank you. I have done some commentating in my time, and I have not really commentated this level of derby. I am talking, and as I talk, stuff happens, and it's very difficult to keep up. I love that we are just getting amongst it. So bear with me while I catch up on all the action that's happening. Thank you for people in the chat to me. Sebs, love your work. I am really enjoying watching this game today. I love looking at the gameplay and then admiring what the score is, because the score never really shows what's going on track to me. The action that happens on track is always so different to what the score shows. We on the track, we have both jammers back on the track, and Magnum is through. Excuse me. We have Pulp Friction through, but not lead. Magnum is out and away for a forearm penalty. So starting in the box and going back to the box, but Turbo Spicy, I keep saying Turbo Spicy, this is Pulp Friction. Pulp Friction is making another round and doing another 4 points in the air. There's some excellent support happening for both teams. The blockers are really making it such a much more, I don't want to say easy. Easy is not the word. They're making it better for their jammers to get through each pass. They're really, really supporting each other. These teams are working at a level that is pretty incredible for people that play together. They need to know each other and our skating styles inside out, and it's demonstrated on track here today. Everyone knows what everyone is doing. Everyone's communicating really, really clearly and comfortably, and the teams here are making each other work without doing any damage. It's all legal as much as it can be, and the points that are getting put up are, they're just work. People are working so hard. We've had both teams crack 100 here, and just, sorry, to get back to the action on track, we have a full lineup. Nobody is in the penalty box at the moment. Pulp Friction is jamming for VRDL, and we have Magnum jamming for South Sea Roller Derby Sirens. We had, let me double check, fingers in the air by refs. It looks like we have a 6-8 jam. So only a 2-point difference in that jam, even though we had some penalties by jammers. That is a great result. Sometimes when jammers are in the penalty box can really affect the score. Not in this case. The jammers that are sometimes going to the penalty box are absolutely making up for it when they get back on track. It's some very impressive skating here today. We have, for this jam, Kaiju skating for VRDL, the Thunder team, and it looks like it's not Magnum. We have Crazy Jackal. So wonderful to see Jackal jamming. They are up front and lead. Crazy Jackal lead for South Sea Sirens. Such a strong skater and pushing everyone all the way out. A big hit by Crazy Jackal there, completely legal and able to just push everyone out again. Such a strong skater, Crazy Jackal. Love watching her skate. Making her way around the outside, coming back around. We do have a bit of a pack advantage to VRDL at this stage, just one going into the box. That is Still Thunder. Still Thunder has been doing some incredible work today. Love watching everyone skate. Crazy Jackal has got quite the tripod to deal with up front here. We've got Raph and Killer Curls, and I keep not being quite able to see some of these numbers here, but I will get back to you. It looks like it is Quinby. Of course it's Quinby. So strong. A great result there for South Sea Roller Derby. We have an extra 2 points in that jam, bringing this... an extra 3 points in that jam. Bringing our scores today to VRDL currently 155, South Sea Roller Derby currently 108. I cannot stress this enough, and I continue to say it, anyone's game. We have an official timeout. Official timeout. That's what that means. It looks like we've got some track maintenance. Thank you, refs, for track maintenance and ensuring that our rope doesn't get caught in our skates and tape doesn't get all caught up. We've got some more spectators trickling in at the moment. And a rolling whistle brings us back in. Lined up on the track, we have Bruiser for South Sea Roller Derby. And it looks like we have, is it Free Toby for VRDL? Bruiser running up that inside line, getting lead jammer and running. Free Toby out up front, getting chased by Chaos, making it a little bit dangerous up front. I would not want Chaos running at me. Such a strong blocker. Bruiser through on the inside line, but just getting knocked out at the last second. Well, I suppose knocked to the inside at the last second. VRDL not making it easy for them to get out, but here we are, 4 points up in the air for Bruiser. Very nice work by South Sea there. We have Free Toby making their way through the pack. Little bit of jiggly tough on that outside line, providing some O where possible to Free Toby. There is a very strong tripod from South Sea Roller Derby. That looks like Harmon and Rogue and Titosaurus. That is a tripod I do not ever want to be against. I'm sorry. It looks like I've mistakenly called someone Rogue, and that was Still Thunder. Just got Rogue on the brain. Lucky me. We've got full line up on the track. We've got a May, Fane, and Harmon Miranda, almost Harmon Miranda, bridging out. So essentially it looks like we've got a stretched out pack. That's what bridging means. Bridging means we've got people that are trying to keep everyone in play. We all need to be within 10 feet of each other, and we can extend that by bridging, and that means having a person strategically placed so that the pack remains in play and people can still block. If there is a no pack or if people are out of play, we get signals by the refs, and that means we can't block while that's happening. So we need to be really careful as blockers to ensure that we're blocking legally and safely. Next gem we have, I believe that is Corky from what I can see, and Booger for VRDL. We've had a pretty common lineup of jammers from both teams, and that's wonderful to see. Booger is through on the inside line, picking up lead jammer for VRDL Thunder. Corky is doing some toe-stop work on that outside line, remaining in bounds and slowly making their way past, trying to get through on their initial. Meanwhile, Booger is around the outside, and through for 4 points. 4 points up in the air, signalled by Knives to see you. Corky is out backwards somehow. What a treasure. Helmet cover was off but is being put back on. When the helmet cover goes back on, that's when points are scored. So you need to have the helmet cover on to score points. If the helmet cover is still off, you shouldn't get the points. It looks as though Sister Violence is signalling a team timeout to South Sea Roller Derby. Again, very good time to take timeouts. We've got roughly 7.5 minutes left in this period. Just a quick score check. We've got 118 to South Sea Roller Derby and 168 to Victorian Roller Derby. So if maths are correct, which they may or may not be, we've got 50 points in between. You know what? It is doable. It is absolutely doable. I've seen some very impressive jams here today. We've seen 20-point jams quite comfortably in this game. It could absolutely happen, and I believe nothing until I hear that last rolling whistle. In the meantime, I see a lot of South Sea skaters in the venue. Not quite skating on the track, but being available to support their team that is skating on track. I see some VRDL representatives walking around and being available to support their skaters on track. We've also got some other leagues trickling in, seeing the action on track, because it is action, I gotta say. Track 2 is where it's at. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of track 1, so, you know, I'm just blowing my own horn over here, lighting my own beacon about all the action that I get to talk about. But, you know, I'm sure if I'm over at track 1 later, I'm sure all the action will be on track 1, because that's how it works. I digress. Still in a bit of a timeout. It looks like this has turned into an official timeout. I see a rolling whistle signal, and there's the rolling whistle. And we have an official timeout. And we're putting down some markers in the middle of the track. So this is a good way for refs to see how each 10-foot mark and be able to recognise when someone's in play or out of play. If you're a bit unsure of some of the strategies that are happening with the teams, I would also recommend watching the ref crew and the officials crew. Very, very interesting to watch. You'll be able to see people putting up points in the air and issuing penalties and doing just general track maintenance. A beautiful hop on that inside line by Turbo Spicy. And a very quick pass, very, very quick pass to Lemon Squeezy, the pivot for South Sea Roller Derby. A great strategy employed when the other team gets lead jammer, you're able to take off the helmet cover for jammer. And a very quick 4 points and call off there. Some very, very strong strategy by VRDL. Let me check the stream. Okie dokie. We're back on. We have Pop Friction and Bruiser jammers for South Sea and VRDL today. I heard a no pack call. Pack is back, and we've got Bruiser fighting up front. Making it very difficult was Shreds there. However, Bruiser is through and lead. being lead jammer means that Bruiser has the opportunity to call it off if Bruiser remains lead. Bruiser is getting through for another 4 points at this stage, and I'm hearing it's quite loud in the venue now, which is magic. I'm hearing some excellent support for both teams. I'm hearing strategy yelled by the bench. I'm hearing a call, and here we go. Bruiser has called it for yet another 4 points. Such a strong jam by South Sea Roller Derby, making it look quite planned. That's the strategy coming in. South Sea were able to hold the VRDL jammer scoreless for that jam. But what I love about roller derby is that each jam is completely different. What will we see this jam? We've got 5 seconds, and we're on. So jam 20 of period 2 for this game. The first game on track 2 of this East Coast Clash weekend. Corky is out front and lead, picking up lead on the first turn of that outside apex. And it looks like Booger has a strong tripod to deal with, getting some excellent offense and a beautiful knockout by Titosaurus on that inside line, that last line of defense. If the jammer is able to get past that tripod of people, sometimes there's one blocker left, and sometimes that's enough. In this case, Titosaurus was that blocker. Very strong. Hello. I have an announcement. A set of car keys was lost. Could you please go to the front counter? The registration for the car is UQF852. If that is your car, your keys have been found. That's Uniform Quebec Foxtrot 852.
You've left your lights on. I know, Dad just yelled at me. Yeah. So, very good phonetics there.
Thank you. Thank you. I've just been complimented about my phonetic alphabet use. Thank you. I'm seeing claps. Thank you. I know. Jeez, I'm feeling so loved today. Bless you, people.
Oscar Delta.
Magic. So, we are here today. We have 3 minutes, 51 seconds left of this game on track 2, where the possible is happening. I can see from my point of view, Crazy Jackal shoving, pushing blockers all the way forward. The strength of Jackal is incredible. I can also see Turbo Spicy running up that inside line and being stopped up by the South Sea Roller Derby blockers, making quick work of that outside line was Turbo Spicy. Jackal not far off, getting held up front by, my notes, Quinby. Jackal out, taking the star off and then putting it back on. A great strategy. Not quite scoring points in that jam, but able to knock a bit of time off and limit the amount of points that the other team was going to score. So that's fantastic. I can see a signal of official review. Let me double check that. Official review. Sister Violence, love your work. Some lovely hand signals on the pivot line there with an official shirt on, an O in the air for official, and then pointing to the team that's taking the official. And in this case, that is South Sea Roller Derby in the red. We have VRDL in the blue. There would be some discussions taking place in the centre. I do not know what they are. Hopefully it's about the lovely baked goods that are probably around the venue, lovely stalls that are happening, the excellent photography that's going to be happening. We can't review it yet. I need to taste the goods before I can describe them. I'm sorry, but that's on the cards for today, I think. I'm seeing a lot of people slowly filing into this venue. I think some people are getting ready. I think some people are excited to watch the last bit of this game. There's quite a few people in this track now. I gotta say, Sister Violence is getting some love online. We always love Sister Violence hand gestures. Yes, lots of love. That's right. Some love in the venue as well as online. Okay, we have a bit of a disperse. Some explanations going on. It looks like the official review will be wrapping up shortly. We will understand if the official review was successful or not shortly. We can see if it's successful or not sometimes by the scoreboard, if it's working accurately. In this case, it looks like it is. The little dot has been taken off, which means they were unsuccessful. So they did not get that review back, whatever they reviewed. But it's worth taking it. It's a clock stoppage, it's strategy, and it's there. Review was not successful. For all the people in the venue, can you hear me? Can I get some noise? Can you do your best Mariah impressions? Woo! Yeah. Very nice. Oh, straight through on the inside line, Bruiser, lead jammer, South Sea roller derby. So close up front. We have Titosaurus trying to knock out Booger, making a last attempt and making it very, very difficult for Booger to get through, but Booger does. Booger almost making it through for some points, but Bruiser calling it just in time. Bruiser collecting 4 points, adding that to the score, and leaving VRDL scoreless just for that jam. We've got our next lineups ready to go. I can see from my terrible vision up high. Bruiser again. And Kaiju. Oh! We have a a cut track penalty going to Bruiser on that inside line, giving Kaiju the opportunity for lead, and Kaiju takes it. Kaiju's like, that lead is mine, and they are making their way around the track, and on a point-scoring pass, Steel Thunder closing off that outside line, ensuring that Kaiju is having a bit of difficulty getting through on that outside line. But here we are, we're back to it. We've scored 4 points and making their way around the track, coming up for another point-scoring pass while the jammer is still in the box in a power jam. But as soon as I say that, we are back to the action on track with both jammers available to score. Bruiser has the cap off in their hand, the helmet cover in their hand. They have been knocked to the inside line, but were able to stay legally in bounds and re-enter behind the people that knocked them out. And it looks like we have another timeout, timeout red. This is the time to take them. We are very close to ending this game. We've popped up 8 points by VRDL there. Very nice work. Getting lead, scoring points, taking advantage of the power jam scenario that was taking place. And that's the opportunities that make the strategy really shine in a game like this. I see some people from South Sea dancing on the line over there. Some lovely support for South Sea. Both of these teams have such experience. They're all ready to go. Even when timeouts are happening, they are ready to go, already in position. They're making our lives a lot easier already, being ready on track and not throwing any strange behaviour our way, so that we need to understand what penalties need to be issued. There's a 5-second call. People moving into position and skaters are away. So we've got 40 seconds left in the period, and we've got Corky and Pulp Friction jamming for both teams. Corky able to make it through on the outside line, getting knocked down by a VRDL blocker, and meanwhile Pulp Friction goes up front and is able to get through for lead jammer. Corky takes the helmet cover off, makes their way around and is out on their initial pass, but not lead jammer. Corky, Pulp Friction taking that outside line and trying to duck around, getting moved out of bounds, but still picking up 2 points. Looks like we have an official review with a few seconds left on the clock. This looks like it will probably be our final jam. We have looks like 8 seconds left in the period. The current score check we've got is VRDL 180 to South Sea 134. VRDL still had a couple of timeouts ready to go. It's nice that they're energised, they've got them in the back pocket, and they've got one to use right now. So that's fantastic work by them, using the strategy of trying to get one more jam in the game, trying to get a few extra points. And as described before, we've got our official on the pivot line demonstrating a T for a team timeout and pointing to the team that's taking it. We've got some people lined up in the venue watching this last jam. Let's hear it for the last jam. Thank you, spectators. Love your work. We have Bruiser, outside line, running, lead, electric. Absolutely electric. Incredible footwork there. Booger, run back a little bit by Bambi. Bambi making some difficult work at the very end of the pack, the very back of the pack. Booger is through, out for their initial. Bruiser knocked to the outside line, recycled back a bit, but still on a scoring pass. Oh goodness, there's so much action happening. Let me get my words. Still Thunder able to provide some O at the back to Bruiser for South Sea. Meanwhile, Booger through, 4 points put up in the air. Cruising round on their way through, and Bruiser calls it off, preventing any further points to be scored. I believe that brings us to the end of this game. That last jam was a 4-4 jam. Both jammers able to put up 4 points on the board, a great result for both teams, and quite an evenly matched game. Really strong blockers and jammers, really fantastic skating, and really great camaraderie on the track. And that is our rolling whistle. We have an official score of VRDL Thunder 186, South Sea Roller Derby Sirens 138. A fantastic start to the weekend and a great game to kick us off for East Coast Clash happening at Nets Stadium in Banyule Council in McLeod. We are here, we are happy, we're going to do some laps, and all I see are smiles. A fantastic start to the weekend. Thanks for joining us. I've been Revan Townsend, signing off. Love your work. Talk to you soon.